It's 1900 hours. Today marks the 19th. I'll call the meeting to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Say the roll call to determine a quorum, but we have a quorum. To move through the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion on Fire Territory Executive Board meeting on January 22nd. 7 p.m. The meeting is called to order by Chief Josh Davidson. Pledge of Allegiance, roll call to determine quorum. Matt Davidson, Township Representative. Jeff Reed, Township Representative. Joe Blevins, Town Representative. Trish Keener, Secretary, and at-large member. Minutes from the November 19th, 2025 meeting. Minutes were approved and the firefighter were read. Motion by Joe Blevins, seconded by Jeff Reed, and vote taken. Motion carried to approve minutes with no correction. Hold the minutes. Closing out the chief chat. The fire department website, so on January 6th, we went over documents and run information, personnel, etc. Out the door time is less than 2 minutes, and on scene. Out the door time is less than 2 minutes, which helps increase the hours, which follows. I can't talk to my friends, I'm sorry. We're so hard today. Which helps reduce the hours. Fire department is trying to get out of the basement with the ISO rating. ISO representative said it looks like we will be getting out of the 10 rating. It's 134 days to get rated. Higher information has also been forwarded to ISO. Brush truck, routine, researching efficiency and cost, have a brush unit, and need a bigger truck to haul. Brush truck is in 1996, so it's 30 years old. Indicate out of equipment replacement fund, which is already in the bank. New business, 2026 budget, due to Senate Bill 1. Current application, SB1 is very confusing. Tax downfall, property first. Reduction is real. Major overhauls in process. School, fire, and EMS. As it stands, the following adjustments will be made to the fire department budget. It will go from $821,746,500. And the equipment line will go from $113,000 to $109,000. For Chief Chapman, the department may have to reduce personnel to 2 people staff in the station due to the shortfall. The other option is to use other money that are available. This is the effective date is July 1, 2020. Joe Blevins made a motion to accept BLFG budget as is the 2025 budget. Executive seconded and has been carried. Consolidation of township government, Hospital 1315, and Senate Bill 270 was an emergency meeting in December 2025, and taking 1,005 townships down to 600 by default, and then rolling down the one to 270. The LFG is to set up a grading system for townships. Jackson Township may have to consolidate with 1 or 2 other townships. The annual stated that House Bill 1315 is moving forward with 2 proposed amendments adding the fire territory services will not be affected. The amendment extends the deadline by 1 year. There is money behind it. Several mayors support this bill. It is a way to get rid of lower level government. Fire. Chief Chapman indicated that the website of the fire department is being completed and will include community outreach events. He also stated that he wants to maintain the fire territory since taxes could go higher with a merger with other departments. The department has been working within the budget. Maintenance was higher than normal, so it's still there. Copies of the budget and those that have been distributed. There were people who believe that the town taxpayer did not pay the same as the township taxpayers. The tax percentage are the same for both the town and the township as far as the fire territory is concerned. Before, I will thank them the fire department for giving those questions information that we wanted. We also wanted to know when authorization was given to the fire department to pay bills instead of the trustees. It was stated that the fire department shares all information about expenses to the fire territory board. Alan suggested that an amendment be made to allow the fire department to have an operating fund to pay the department expenses. Question was raised regarding the definition of response time. It was explained that response time begins at the time the call is received until the time the first emergency apparatus will. Matt Davidson asked how the community would like to see the available money in the township spent and possibility of the project. Randy Garland stated it is obvious the department needs a new brush truck, but wants to know why it has to be custom built. Chief Chapman explained the truck is standard, customizing the light siren. They suggested we check with other departments to see if they use the digital available rather than extending that would like to see the brush truck purchased sooner rather than township mergers were brought back up again, Indiana Township Association, so we can negotiate. So the negotiations may occur between townships regarding mergers. Physical barriers may play a role in doing so. And really figured that one of the bills has language to merge the voluntary merger. What the township owns. The township owns 3 trucks, the fire department owns the brush truck, and the Indiana Township. The new trucks purchased the fire territory will own. Comments were made that the opposition group wants to be involved and wants to move on. Here's the Bible territory to do the same. Christian Pierre moved to adjourn the meeting, but was seconded. The meeting was adjourned at 8:35.
Need a motion to approve the minutes, the previous minute.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Second. Executive board items.
And, we need this woman in there. And, executive board item. Those, on my end.
Oh, I've had a new appointment, Courtney Twitch, and Courtney resigned.
Okay.
So we, the council, appointed Jewel to replace Courtney.
Oh, great. Is that
Voted on later, or?
We'll ratify it at our next meeting.
Okay.
So she just informed me yesterday.
okay?
Effective immediately.
Okay. Anything else for the executive board items here? Okay. We'll move to old business. Brush truck was discussed at the last meeting. We have an update. I know we've been back and forth when we were waiting for the merger.
We do have a update for the brush truck. I'll let Luke do most of the talking about the brush truck.
Yeah, so talking with a whole bunch of manufacturers, looking down even the used aisle. If we go to build a new one, what we want, which is a very simple, just a cabin chassis truck with aluminum flatbeds, some toolboxes, and we'll use our old skid unit off of our old truck because it's fairly new. We're anywhere from that $150,000 to $250,000, depending on how crazy you get with it. The one that's in your guys' packet that you have, the next one there, it's a very standard truck. It's an F450 with cabin chassis, and it's an aluminum flatbed, just like we talked about toolboxes. It's $167,000 through Spencer, and that's the only true quote I got. But talking to everyone else, we're going to be $150,000, $200,000 easy. Some of our members, including Kevin Seesing, he brought up, well, what can we build it for if we basically did all what Spencer's going to do ourselves? And so I went through and this is estimate numbers, right? I mean, I can't give exact quotes for every single item we're going to need down to the penny, from a month ago. But if we were to build it ourselves, we're looking at about $144,000 if we build it ourselves. That's about a $22,000 savings. And a lot of those estimates are a little higher. If we were to do it ourselves, we can obviously knock off in a few different areas, but I want to make sure there's enough in there that there's no surprises of any sorts. And with this brush truck, we'll get to in fire chief items, but I'll hit on it real fast. This is going to be it was just going to be a brush truck. Now it's going to be more of a purposeful built truck. This is going to pull our side by side in the enclosed trailer, and it's going to pull our new grain bin rescue trailer through Farm Bureau, which we'll get to that here in a little bit. And with that, it's going to be designed to hold a little more equipment than before. So that's why we're going to bump up to a 550 chassis, which has better brakes, better suspension, a bigger frame. and it's going to be designed to hold what we need to accomplish green bin rescues, ag rescues, and obviously brush fires. So this truck went from being kind of just in the last 2 weeks, it went from just being a brush truck to now it's going to be more of a multi-unit, multi-purpose vehicle. So my opinion, for what it's worth, which isn't maybe much, I think us building it ourselves is the easiest and cheapest way to do it. If we went through a manufacturer, it's a year to 2 years out. Again, rough estimates, if we do it ourselves, we're less than 6 months out. The longest thing would be to get super single conversions to go from duals to super singles, and just to get all the items in place at the station for the on-duty crews and off-duty crews to put together. The only thing we wouldn't do ourselves is the lighting and radio install and that type of stuff, because I don't want to burn this truck down. We'll have our company that does lighting for us. They can do that for us. So again, that's included in that 144.
That's included?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, we're looking at rough numbers, $22,000 of savings and a pretty good lead time of 6 months to a year faster if we go our route. And it'll be a more custom, purposeful built truck for what Morgantown Fire needs, not just everyone else. So.
You talked to anybody as far as dealership wise?
Yeah, a truck right now I quoted is exactly what we need, which has what they call a snowplow prep, which has additional batteries. Basically, it's designed to handle more voltage, which obviously you need for running lights and stuff like that, siren. They quoted $56,000, and that quote expires. That's an F550 cabin chassis, no bed on it. That expires at the end of March, I think he said. Right now, Ford's running some $6,000 rebate for like commercial truck month or something, is what he said. That was a 550. Yeah, and that is a gas engine, not a diesel.
I don't know, we probably don't qualify for the state bid program, do we?
I don't think the state bid system is using Ford right now as well. But no, I don't think we
For Ford?
qualify. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
it
we
is.
qualify.
Yeah, because I'm just looking into a new truck for the DPW, and it is. So off 56, you'd probably save like 11, maybe.
Right.
I think it's about 4 or 5,000.
You guys get
I'm looking at Ford Bloomington.
going, like, call and see.
It's something to check on. I don't know. if we
Absolutely, look
qualify
into
for
it,
or not.
absolutely.
So again, that's why I kind of said this is more of an estimate, and I think these numbers will go down. They're not going to, they will not go up if we build it ourselves. Because I put high numbers on everything.
Is there any certifications or anything from the state that we would have to meet as far as like building it yourself?
No, because we're not modifying the truck. It's not like we're cutting the frame out, adding a different frame. We're changing wheels and tires. We're adding a lift kit, which is standard stuff, and adding a bed to it, added boxes to the bed. And then again, where I would say you need to have a cert or certification would be the lighting and that electrical system, the charging system, all of that will be through our company that does all that.
And they know how to meet current NFPA standards with the lighting.
My next question.
Yeah.
Yep. That needs to go then to the township board, right?
Correct.
And propose that for them.
Yeah, if you guys approve it, then it would have to go to the township board. The only problem with us, and I don't know if it's a problem, is I guess we just need to have the verbiage right, and your guys' motion and the township is, I looked it up, and there's two ways to do this from the equipment replacement fund. We can either have the township or the trustee basically write a check for every single thing out of that equipment replacement fund, or the fire department has an option to go through, let's say we bought the truck for $56,000, and we would go back to you and say, hey, here's our proof of purchase, here's our, this is the title. That'll be, and in that case, it would be in Morgantown Rural Fire Department Incorporated's name, the title, which again, that's up to you guys on how you want to title it. And then you would be able to, the equipment replacement fund would pay us back. So that's kind of our two options for accomplishing this. When it comes to, and if you write all the checks, or the township writes all the checks, then it would obviously all be titled in the territory's name. So then it would be property of the town and the township.
I think,
Can I ask a question?
I don't know if I can answer it, but I'll try.
If the fire department buys it, they're a corporation. And if there is any problem with the township reorganization that you are concerned about, and 1 and 270 and all that stuff,
Yeah.
they would still own it, and they couldn't take it away from them, and it would be theirs.
Right.
That would help keep it, the goal would be that would help keep it here.
Yeah.
Yes, if that's what you're, sounds like it's what you're trying to get at. That would keep it here for the local people that help.
Right, because it would be.
With that money.
And no state agency could take it away from you. If
Correct.
you are an organization.
Yeah, and again, we can get into the township government, but obviously that Senate Bill 270 passed, and no one really knows what that's truly going to do, so. It's always a threat, but this is,
And for protection, for backup protection, if they own it, rather than the township owning it, then nobody can come in and say, hey, you're gonna go with water in the township.
Right.
You're gonna split the equipment up. It's your equipment. You will,
correct.
which would be better.
Yeah.
Is there anything on there that should take them from the old truck to the new one she thinks marginal for you guys?
All the tools, and then the actual skid unit, which is the pump, hoses, and water, so.
You think the pump's pretty good?
It's only
Oh,
like
yeah.
3 years old,
Yeah,
3 or 4 years old.
It's not very old.
And that's I think today that's 20 or 30,000, I don't remember.
Yeah, just to get that slide-in unit, I think we bought it.
We're trying to get them on.
Yeah.
You know, have them slip it.
No,
Is there an older one now from the barn too?
No,
it's not.
no, we just had this skid unit. And
I'm not saying put it on there.
well, and that showed you inflation, that we bought that unit for 13.5 or 15, and he's like they're 20 or 20, over 20 now. And that's a short amount of time that inflation has happened, so.
Main gallon tank,
It's 300-gallon tank with 6 gallons of foam.
and then it'll run and pump. And
Yeah, oh, yeah.
and move.
Yeah,
It's got a standalone engine.
standalone engine.
Is there any grant, federal grant available for fire engines?
For fire engines?
Yeah, why? Federal money.
Maybe to buy a fire engine, but we're looking at brush trucks.
Well,
Oh, okay.
piece of fire equipment.
I think that's the build-out time on those too, and with grants being awarded, and then you gotta go through certain manufacturers and all.
Part of the problem is too, not to get on a different subject, but the government shutdown and all that silliness has really put a big hurting on grants, because we actually have quite a few grants out there through county EMA and other agencies, which we're going to go over later, but they've all just been put on hold. We're supposed to have answers 6 months ago. So,
Yeah.
Have you checked in on financing maybe for the vehicle purchase?
Financing?
Yeah, like 7 years.
No, because there's money in the bank, so I assume that'd be the best bang for your buck.
Used to.
Dollars, sometimes they make you use the finances for other things, but spread them out.
Yeah. Again, that's up to you guys what you want to do.
So moving forward, how do we need to have a motion for this to be carried up to the township board, or?
With the approval of the equipment, expenditure for the equipment.
Yeah, just to take it to them and see what they say about it, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they get approval of the expenditure from the equipment fund.
Do you need a motion, is that right?
Yeah, it has to be approved from the territory board before it can go to the
Yeah.
township.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
Last year, when we did the ban, one of the comments that was made is you guys can't change your own oil. So why can you build your own fire truck? And this is just a simple question, because I don't want you guys getting in trouble if you build your own fire truck.
Well, because the DOT inspection will have to happen afterwards.
Okay.
Right.
So they'll come in and they'll inspect everything and pass for it.
Yeah, and that's, like, we're getting ready to do all of that, or we call it spring or yearly maintenance, where we have a certified mechanic come in, then we get DOT placards, and what that does for us is a huge thing for insurance. If something ever happens to that truck someday, our insurance company really likes to see that DOT checklist, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I say we approve. I'll make a motion to approve it.
Need a second?
I'll second it.
That's the motion to move it forward in the process. Correct?
Okay.
Motion passes. Next one is B, Senate Bill 1 and House Bill 1315, but it kind of went away. It's now 270 now, so you want to talk about it, or I can?
You can.
Okay. I mean, we all know kind of, if you were watching the media feeds and everything, that 270 didn't make it through at the last 11th hour. It is going to, let's kind of jumps into C on the agenda as far as the consolidation of township governments. It's going to be a grading system like we had talked about through the DLGF. They're going to, if low score wins, so if you have a territory or it's established, you have a fire department, and you've done the amount of assistance that I think we've done enough, then we're going to look favorable. It'll then be kind of our decision. We can stand alone. We can try and make partners with other people. And this is all before 2029.
Yes.
I'll have to go through a lot of approvals and things for that if that's what we want to do. Senate Bill 1 is just, Luke knows some about the fire, what's the hit that's getting ready to happen with farmers? Through Senate Bill 1. They're going to
cut it down to a third. So is my understanding, like if you're paying, let's just say you're paying $300 an acre for easy number on taxes, now you're just going to be at around 100 is my understanding, but.
So the availability of funds, and I mean, I don't like taxes any more than anybody else does, but that's another thing we're on for now. So that would take us into new business. Chief, or Luke, I don't know if it's either one of you guys, you want to tell me about the tanker emergency lighting?
Yes, so on your, I believe it's in your packet, we have, from Move Over Outfitters, they're one of the only lighting company we can seem to have great communication with and get quotes from easily. They've done all the other emergency lighting on our current apparatus. There is a quote there for the tanker. Reader's Digest version, last couple times that tankers went out on a call, sometimes the lights work, sometimes they don't. And it's an older tanker, but it's 2007, but it's a good truck. It holds 3,000 gallons of water. It gets the water to the fire. We don't see the need in replacing it when those trucks are extremely expensive, them and fire engines, so it's cheaper to maintenance it and put lighting on it. With that lighting, that would, if approved, that would come out of the equipment replacement fund as well. If you guys desire to make a motion to help us go through the electrical system of that truck, as Move Over Outfitters have laid it out for you on the quotes.
Was that part of the capital improvement plan? I remember. I'm not looking at it. I remember if I can look tomorrow, it's fine.
We can look tomorrow. I don't remember that being part of the capital improvement plan. I think we always kind of knew that might be something that would get brought up as equipment replacement and repair, like,
What was the total?
It's on your, what is it?
20,000.
$20,279.30 for new lighting on that, and that'll upgrade it to LED. It's currently not LED. That will give it less draw on the system and the batteries. Those lights have been so far outlasting anything we've had with a bulb in it. And then getting replacement bulbs on some of them are hard to find because of how much they blink and stuff. So so far everything that Move Over Outfitters has done and replaced has been phenomenal for us with our current other fire
Do they
apparatus.
come to the station, or you got to get it up there?
We usually take it to them because they need it in their shop, and they get it done pretty quick. They tell us what day to drop it off, and then they usually quickly tell us, hey, it's ready for pickup. So it's worked out pretty good for us.
If the tanker's in the shop, you need to replace it.
So we still have engine 162 down at Station 2 that can also dump the water out of it. So it's an engine, it's a pumper engine because it can dump the water, it can pump the water. And then we have, like during the solar eclipse, we reached out to a department over east of Seymour, and they were kind enough they had an extra tanker and they let us borrow it for free. So we've reached out to IDFA and stuff, and there's been other departments kind enough to let us borrow something while ours has been in repair, or when we had a mass flow of something like the solar eclipse, we knew we were right in that target line, and like firemen do, we'll scratch each other's backs even if we're several counties away if we can.
They told you what the lifespan is, chief, like, new licenses, what they think.
I'd have to look at the quote again to see.
I mean, right now, our standard seems to be we're hitting 20 years and then they're, yeah.
'Cause, well, like you said, the trucks in '07 were
Yeah.
really facing major issues with the lighting. Like I said, it's getting hard to even find lights that are that old because honestly, they're wanting you to upgrade anyways.
Gotcha.
But I'd rather upgrade lights than an entire truck because it's a lot cheaper.
If it's a leak or anything, it's in good shape.
Yeah, we just had the pump redone. You guys did that last year. So the hope is to keep that thing around for another, hopefully 15 to 20.
So we need a motion to take that as well to
Township board.
I'll make a motion to take the estimate from Move Over Outfitters, $20,279.30 to.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion passes. Are you on contractor service too? Is this your next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so next in your guys' packets which this is for the board, has where we're currently at money-wise with 2025s. I know it says 2025, but technically our our budget runs from July to July, so we kind of just keep that, since that's when we get our draws at the beginning of June. So that's where we're at so far in this not even first year of going. Your next one there is 2026 territory budget. We're only brought in, I think Max sent me 786,500. So we broke down decreasing some line items, but a long story short, we were able to keep three paid staff with 786.
Really?
Yeah, we had to cut a bunch of other things, like chief and assistant pay got out, a bunch of other items got cut. It's going to be tight, but it's doable. I would rather have 3 people there than $10,000 to $20,000 or $40,000 worth of equipment, because people actually make the difference. So
that makes it so that the township, the other hand, it's not on the board, I think, for the other, to make up the other part of, to make the.
I mean, it'd be nice because we cut a lot of,
I get it.
obviously, but this is what we got. So
In another meeting, we'll have that discussion, and I'm still willing to help.
But like he said, we went through these numbers a lot just to try to make sure we can keep staffing, because staffing makes the difference. Makes a difference for your ISO, makes a difference for your homeowner's insurance, because the ISO is better. Getting out that door, having all those extra hands on a fire scene makes a difference, because if we want to try to meet OSHA and NFPA standards, we're supposed to have 18 firemen on a scene in so many minutes. We need 3 because they want us to have 18. So,
My big concern with staffing is just the fact that you guys are, no offense to anybody in the room, you guys are young. You want to get in there, and I would be terrified if you showed up with one person on the truck. There's a mom in the front room or front of the house, and she screams, "My baby, my baby." You're gonna go, and you're gonna walk in and fall through into the basement, and that's what I don't want.
right. And according to NFPA and stuff, they're not even supposed to go inside.
Yeah. So there'll be more property lost.
So to that, is Morgantown officially still a confirmation station, or is like having paid staff? And then
The paid staff that you have, sorry to interrupt you, the paid staff that you have, no offense to anybody in the room, it's not considered paid. It's
part-time employment.
It's paid
part-time employment. We have no full-time employment.
the 3 and 3 that are sitting.
yeah.
So is that, we've got that, there's any volunteer response beyond that?
It's been really slim, because a lot of our members that work the part-time shifts are sometimes the ones that come in, and if they happen to be working, we know they're not coming in because they're already there.
I've showed up.
But it's been, the last couple fires we've had, we may have had 1 or 2 people come in, besides the 3 that are working. Just the volunteerism has been dying. I'd say it's fairly average, yes.
So, a follow-up question to that, when your 3 guys go out, how long does it take to get more people there? Do they come directly to the fire, or do they go to the station, get another truck and come?
We ask them to backfill the station or get to the station, because if they could just go straight to your house, then they're in their personal vehicle. We may need that other truck there, like a tanker.
Yeah.
So we ask them to go to the station and get radio, ask what's next, and
Well, their
and do what's
equipment's there
next.
too, right?
Right, equipment is there, their gear is there, so we tell people go to station and get to station first.
And how long would that take them to respond?
Depends on where they live in the township or town. Some people can be there in minutes, some it could take them 8 minutes to drive from their house to the fire station to get
Yeah.
the next piece of equipment.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that. And then they get to the site.
And then to take that truck and get to the site, yes.
What's the total that the call goes out to? Like you're saying, 1 or 2 people that aren't on shift, aren't part-time responding. What's the total of people that, like when you put the call out, that could potentially be there? I mean, like, what's the pool you're drawing from?
It'd be our people that are staff, or
There's a-
staff members.
Yeah, I mean, all staff members get each text, but again, I mean, a lot of our staff doesn't live here, right? So your response time there, but local in our area, there's about 8 of us that are actually getting it. So then if 1 or 2 of those happens to be on shift or they're at work, because, this is a part-time job, then that's what you get.
Yeah, I don't think those people respond as monetary consideration, but what do they get paid if they show up?
$15 an hour if they're not per hour, per run.
Right.
And then $15 if you're a non-EMT. If you're an EMT and firefighter, you get 20 per run.
Well, I mean, like the supplemental, like the 3 respond that are in the fire.
Yeah, so if I'm not working today,
Yeah. you could-
and we get a fire and I go, and it doesn't matter if I'm there 20 minutes or 10 hours because it's a fire, because you never know. I only get $20 because I responded to the station and maybe grabbed another truck, took them water.
Maybe take a little sting.
Well, I think what you said is absolutely correct. Is people that are coming in don't come in for the money. So even
Their heart's still in helping the
if you upped
community.
it to 100, that doesn't make anyone more available to come in, if that makes sense. Because people are going to come in if it's for free. Those same people are the same people that came in for free for 30, 40 years. So they're not going to, another $20 isn't going to matter.
Are you aware of any systems where any departments where they pay like the hour? Like if you go in, it's a big one. You guys are there 6, 7 hours trying to clean stuff up. That they say, okay, John Doe came here, he got here, so we put him down for X amount of hours.
On the career side, they do that. So if a career guy comes in who has benefits and all that, which we don't. Like Trafalgar, for example, they pay $5 to be coming for a ride.
Do you think it could be done here? I mean, even if it wasn't a career?
We would have to keep an eye on if they're already working, that they don't go over that 280 hours to where we have to make them a full-time, or 212 to make them a full-time.
So the problem with that is, like, if you have people working a bunch and you can only work 212 hours in 28 days, or we have to provide benefits, and then that $786,000 budget doesn't even get close.
Right.
If we have to provide benefits, right? So if we pay them by the hour, then now all of a sudden they stayed in 10 hours on this run, well, now they can't work their shift next week, so now we have 2 people working instead of 1 type of deal, or 2 instead of 3,
Probably better to do the per run thing.
because it's a loophole. is
It's
what it
been,
is.
it's been helping.
I have a question. So the cuts that we had to make, could you talk more about that? Like who and what was cut in order to make the budget work.
Yeah, like Luke said, original budget, like FSG paperwork and stuff like that, one of those things where the chief was eligible to get a $5,200 stipend. The assistant chief was able to get a $2,600 stipend. Originally, that was because we help manage the schedule and stuff. We got to come in on our days off and deal with stuff.
Right.
We got to come to these meetings, and we don't get paid to be at these meetings. We're
Right.
here because we want to see this be successful.
Right.
So we're not paid, but that was kind of a way to say thank you, initially, but we've said, put that in payroll. Don't give it to us, give it to the people that are working, so you can have 3 people. That's where that got moved, and,
Right.
do you want to name a few more of them?
Yeah, so, I'm just making sure I get all of them. So like clothing allowance initially for 2025, we had $6,000. And again, we haven't made it through a full cycle year, so we don't really know what our budget is even going to do after a year, right? But looking at what we've spent in the rest of the year, we bumped that down to 2,500. Training we left alone. Volunteer pay, we had budgeted for 18,000. Looking like we're going to spend more of that 5 to 7 range for the whole year for people that come in on runs off their time. We moved that to 7,000. EMS supplies, we added $500, and then the fair booth and fish fry was on there, and that's no longer on there. So that's how we got to where we are.
Well, if I can just make one comment about that, I feel like the chief and an assistant chief, these are people who have given of their time and volunteered. Well, he could tell you how many years. It's been a very, very long time. So once again, they're giving and giving and giving, and so we're actually taking. We're taking because we want to get it down, and I understand that nobody wants to pay taxes, but I'm not real happy that. I want to see cuts, and especially if you don't need the money. But I don't like to see the chief and the assistant chiefs pay cut because I know what they give. I know what they give to this town, what they've given to this town for years. And so I'm not happy about it, but thank you.
No problem. And I know he's not here tonight, but my brother Clayton,
Yes.
he does the treasury and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he has worked with us. We talk every day.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I'm at my full-time job, I get a cell phone call and there's a question or something, we talk.
Mm-hmm.
And he has worked tremendously hard at working this budget with us in agreement of what should stay, what should go, to make sure we have 3 people. We're getting trucks out the door. We're keeping older trucks, making them last longer, agreeing we can get another 10 to 15 out of them, so we're not being a burden to the taxpayer. Because we are also taxpayers that live in this township, so we get it. We see it too.
And I appreciate it, but I wish it wasn't you guys taking that hit because of what you give. I'm done.
So that's the 2026 budget that you see there,
Yeah.
where we did some of that shaving and stuff, because we seen what happened with
Senate Bill 1.
Senate Bill 1 and stuff, and why you can see that grand total at 786 right now.
Saves the township like $116,000, something like that. But like I said, I'm more than willing to take that from this position to the other position and see if you guys get that.
Is there a possibility to get a copy of that budget?
We can probably get you one after the meeting. I don't know if I got a spare one right now, but we could probably get you one after the meeting if you'd like.
You can have mine. You can have mine. I'll just send
So,
it.
yeah, we'll get you.
Yeah.
We'll get you a copy.
That whole packet.
Your next one in your packet would be your yearly contract that we just now brought to you guys because we didn't really know till now how much money we were getting for 26. So thanks again, Matt, for that on the trustee side. It's the same as it has been for years, basically, or since the territory. It's just the number's been changed from 821 last year to 786.5 this year. So
And that was, we had to clarify that because I was trying to figure out who your contract was with through, because the DLGF was like, is it with you? Is it with the trustee? Is it with your territory? Your contract is with the territory.
Yes.
The trustee's office just had to turn in I don't have a contract, basically. We don't have a
Well, yeah, I mean, your contracts when you signed with the DOJ, well, I mean, you didn't, but with the interlocal agreement that you're part of the territory, so.
Yeah.
So it hasn't changed. It just reflects the 786 and not the 852.
Right, well, and like you, when you did your numbers and DLGF came back, like I said, we requested, essentially,
They
we
said this is what you're gonna
requested
get.
821 or whatever you said,
Yeah, yeah.
824, and it come back and said, well, you can have 786. So that's why we started crunching these numbers to say we will figure that out in the meantime, so.
I appreciate it.
But we're at the mercy of township, DLGF, State Board of Accounts. Doing what we can.
Do we, if the contract's the same as last year and it reflects the 786, then do you need a full, one of these papers completely signed?
Yeah, you can
Yes.
use mine if you want, since it's not stapled together.
So 1, 2, 3 of us, and then me.
Does that have to go to the township?
That'd be approved? No. Their contract is the fire department through the territory. It was hard for me to understand too, because I didn't know who I was contracted with at the trustee's office, but I'm not. I just kind of, and there's a little bit of a sidebar there with who controls the money and all that stuff, so we're working through that. Today's the 19th. Okay, I'm just filling the top. Whoa, Matt. You're right. So we'll need a motion to accept the fire contract, the contract for service for 2026. Yeah. Was that affirmative?
So is there an option to put the guys' pay in there for the chief and the
No.
assistant
This
fee?
is-
There's
this
not,
is
because it
budget.
was previously
Yeah.
done.
This contract, they've already started this
Yes,
contract.
yes.
It,
Okay.
it started January the 1st.
Okay,
And December 31st, just for this year.
okay.
They've done, that levy's done.
Okay. Well, just for the record, on the next budget, I will not agree to that unless they're paid in that. Thing.
Oh, that's another thing. I'll make a motion to contract for 26.
Hey, she's second.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion to accept the contract for service with the Morgantown Rural Fire Department Incorporated has been adopted. So we need to sign. You guys have to sign on this, and we have to sign, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll sign. So we covered the budget and the contract already. Last. There you go. Next one, you guys okay to move on?
Mhm.
Are you okay? I'll give you a minute.
I can't write on the.
Okay, I'll wait. This, we talked.
Yeah, it's in your packet.
Oh, the 27th.
The 27th, right?
So next will be the 2027 budgets. Goes back to you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Send me a copy of that if you would, please.
We can do that.
After it's signed.
Yeah.
So next item is the 2027 budget proposal. Is another chief's item.
Yeah, so you can see there in your packet, we got a 2027 territory budget proposal. Again, it was kind of where we went through those line items that you saw in the 2026 budget and put put the numbers in there for 2027. Wanted you guys to get eyes on it, see how you feel about it, so we can make decisions on that. Shows the payroll and taxes, payroll company, holiday pay, utilities, fuel, insurance, communications, our reporting, CPA, our truck maintenance, building supplies, clothing, training, volunteer pay, the gear, your EMS supplies, your oxygen, your foam, equipment maintenance, equipment, postage, the lawyer fees, and your grand total there for that. That does reflect the original FSG numbers as well. And I will say, when we ran into this year, and we submitted the budget didn't get submitted on time, so it went back to the original budget of 821, you said?
821.
821, and we've seen how the Senate bill and stuff did that, so we're still showing you the numbers of what would be what we originally had with FSG on the, 871, 795, and I'm certain they will cut it because there's cuts and cuts and cuts, and I'd like to see where that lands if that's submitted, because it's not going to be that, and we all know that. And these were the original numbers we had put together for our 3-year budget that was submitted when we established the territory, and that's kind of where we're still looking at right now.
Knowing that it's not going to.
Knowing that it's going to get cut, and it's a little alarming when it already gets cut over $60,000 on the first try, and then they're going to do that again with that 60 and another, 60? We don't know. So we'd like to see where that lands.
The utilities, big jump from one year to the next.
Yes, so for several years, we did not pay water and sewer. And we are required by law now that we have to, and that happened everywhere. That happened where I work full-time, that also happened. We didn't get water bills, we didn't get sewer bills, and we do now. So that became a line item in our budget. It's part of our utilities. That's why you see such a big jump in that, because that is a realistic number in difference. So,
What about,
I'm sorry, what?
what about the attorney's fees?
I had to talk to Clayton about that one, I can't remember. I know we didn't even have attorney fees in the original budget. Like I said, where we were moving numbers around, we had, I forget what it was, we discussed it last month, what we had in lawyer fees just the last year or whatever, so, anytime we have something come up, run it through the attorney, that costs money.
On the original deal, Jeff, or not the SPU. FSG. FSG. Thanks. Yeah. FSG paperwork, was this was the forecasted number?
That was the forecasted number.
2?
3.
For year 3, which is what this will be.
Yeah, and again, I think everyone on this board in this room knows we're not going to. So
Yes, they're not going to do it.
I hope we get what we got this year, but I don't know if we'll even get
I
that.
hope if we submit this number, we still get the 786.
Because I know a Senate Bill 1, it was designed to be as a tiered program. First year is some, second year is more, third year is more. So, and again, if ag impacts are that big, that substantial, we're going to get hit pretty hard.
We're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was just a peek to like what's coming.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to submit anything to the township till like June 1st or something. So, give you guys time to.
Think about it.
26.
Yeah.
I can't miss that one.
It's May or June, yeah.
Yeah, the department submitted to us by June 1st. Yeah.
That gives you guys time to.
Gives you guys time to think, see what we want to do.
Okay.
Always wanted to get that out there to you. I didn't mean new line. The reason why, sorry, I did say new line item. No, there's always been a utility line item because we have gas and electric. They just saw a huge jump because we now pay sewer and water. For years, we did not even have a meter because we provided fire protection. We didn't have a meter. can't legally do that. You have to have a meter. We have to.
Even if you don't have a meter.
Yeah.
No way to defer, Joe?
No, actually, it showed up in a report from IDM on us too. We have 2 unmetered places, and there was one which we corrected there.
Correct.
And the other one is our park. We have to meter our park as well.
Yeah, but, and I will, just to be transparent, I know this happened in multiple cities and towns. I know it happened a lot of places, because I've seen it happen at other places where I frequent and am employed.
You know, there is a possibility of, and I have to talk to the attorney just to see how it works, but, you know, that we can't, by law, we have to bill you for sewer, by law. But now the water is something that the council does have control over and can make considerations on.
Yeah, that's like the now, you have to fill them, but maybe they could decide to give them a really good rate or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nominal, you don't pay much more than, or is it the water fill up, what's it take to fill up tank?
Oh, we usually connect to the hydrant, and then I let Joe and the town DPW know. Like,
Yeah,
like if we
that's a
take our
good
tanker,
situation.
and I say, hey, we filled up, use 3,000 gallons, I usually just go to Joe direct and the DPW direct. That's not like we turn on a faucet in here and watch it fill the 3,000 gallons up. Now, and if they have to legally bill me for that, I understand,
Right.
and I'm willing to work through that.
No, I understood, I just thought it'd be nice, because I agree with Jules. You know, I think the position you have, I don't see cutting the nominal amount you get, you know, perfect. You know, if we could squeeze some
Some other way.
area, maybe.
Yeah.
And I would definitely be willing to waive that water for the fire department, the water portion.
Yeah.
We can't do sewer, but it,
Well, you set the amount lower, and I would say, such something else.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, I'll bring it to the attorney, make sure that we can legally do that, you know, because we do charge everybody else, so we have to make sure.
Absolutely.
And I've got no problem doing what everybody else does. If we as the Morgantown Road Fire Department Incorporated got to pay the same bill everybody else does, we'll do it. That's perfectly
Yeah.
acceptable and fine.
Me or whoever, probably get bumped. Like I said, you guys, we're sitting in a building that you say, well, that's the water you use.
Yeah.
If you get that kind of.
I mean, as far as fighting fires and training and stuff, we got a certain amount of water figured in our water loss, to allow for, you know, that amount of water, I'm sure.
Since you're talking about water, and you're putting in new lines, a lot of dirt and stuff, is that affect your ability?
Water, it absolutely can. If there's rust and stuff like that, it can affect it. I think that's one reason why.
Lines are better.
The new lines are better. We are getting cleaner water, which is great, because I think that could be one reason why our tanker pump, one, it was almost 20 years old, so it needed rebuilt. But that could be one reason why it wasn't pumping to the 750 gallons per minute like it was supposed to. They rebuilt it. It's going good. We got clean water going through it, and it's just going to help wear those fins out a little bit when there's rust and dirt and stuff in the water.
And we're hoping it continues to get better.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point though about the water. Like Joe said, we'll have to look into the water loss, because one thing we don't want to do is raise the water and sewer bills in Morgantown anytime soon. And that if we lost too much water, we're having to pay for the water now. We're not pumping it ourselves anymore.
And that's why we've always been transparent. If we've got a fire in the township, in the town, and we use 12, 15,000 gallons because of how many times our tanker went, we let them know, because they're going to significantly see that and go, uh-oh, is there a leak in town? No, we used it. And they need to know that, and they need to record that and report it. So,
Maybe that's something. It's, Brown County, I'm on the well, so, Brown County supplying some of the water now, or?
Yeah, we contracted with Brown County for our water now. Right now, we're connected temporarily with Brown County. Our final connection will be with Citizens, but still Brown County contract with them to get the water.
So will Brown County be phased out of it eventually?
Nope, that's who, yep, they'll still be part of it.
Maybe, since they got a monopoly, put screws to them and say, hey, our fire truck needs water.
Yeah.
It's a break on them.
Good luck.
Well, we'll have a lot
not having
better
much luck.
capacity for fighting fires too, you know, before, I wouldn't guarantee, yeah. So now our hydrants actually produce over the 599 gallons required.
We're going to be able to
minimum.
paint our hydrants, which is going to help with the ISO rating. There's a lot of stuff that Joe and Clinton are working together to get that down.
Any other discussion? Moving on to D, small equipment sale. Small equipment sale.
Yeah, so and one of the other things in your pack there shows items, condition, and approximate price, and it starts with a Honda generator and ends with some projectors and stuff. These are small equipment that Morgantown Rural Fire Department Incorporated has purchased through the years, and they're sitting on a shelf. They're not being used. A lot of them are. Some of them are working. Some of them broken, as you can see. Some of them unknown. But a lot of it's, we've got newer, better, safer equipment. And not saying this stuff can't be used. So that's why there's some approximate prices here. Our goal was to look at maybe selling these to in smaller town and townships that are struggling, but still need a little something. You know, they got an opportunity to buy a generator off of us and stuff. Since you are what kind of governs us, we brought this to you for transparency, and I guess we're looking for a motion to move forward with potentially selling some of this older equipment.
You own it?
The incorporation does, yeah.
So
Just want to make sure.
I talked to our attorney, and he basically said the best, cleanest way paper-wise to do this is that since you guys do govern us, is to basically have a resolution or a motion stating you give us permission to sell this. Because the problem is, he said legally, if we wanted to sell this stuff as a non-for-profit, even because it's funded through tax money, even though the non-for-profit bought it, we'd have to go through like government auction sites and or you have to have bids and all this stuff, and the stuff, there's not enough money there. It's kind of a bunch of random crap. And we're going to spend more time and money trying to sell it than we would if we can just go to other departments that need it. And he said the best way to do that is have a motion from you guys stating, basically give you permission to sell the stuff you already own, so.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to let them sell their stuff.
Second?
Second.
Passes. Pete Chapman, I feel like I've been talking a lot, but you're up again.
Yeah. Well, my main thing.
I'm going to go over the ice cream since I did it.
Let's get ready to bring that in. So, for our chief items tonight, our main thing we wanted to talk about is, you kind of heard mentioned earlier, Morgan County Farm Bureau is a not-for-profit, and they have worked with our EMA director and us to try to get a government federal grant that is still in limbo, as we heard, because of federal government. Are they shut down? Are they not? Back and forth. And Farm Bureau approached us and advised that they had a proposition for us. And Luke was able to make that meeting while I was at work at my full-time job. And I'm going to let Luke tell you the news, because I think it's good stuff. And I appreciate Luke helping us figure this out. So.
Yeah, so over the last 2 years, we've been partnering up with, again, Farm Bureau, County EMA, and other departments through the county, working on creating a ag rescue / grain bin rescue task force. We already have boat task force and stuff like that. One thing this county lacks is ag rescue, which is mainly what we serve. Long story short, the Morgan County Farm Bureau president came to me and said, hey, I know you've thought about talking about maybe selling your ice cream machine someday. They bug me every single year about it because they want it down there at the fair that we sell ice cream every year. He said, what if we buy you, one of the items that's been on this list for 2 years is this rural rescue response trailer. So has a grain vac on it, and then we'll be able to put all the grain bin rescue equipment needed and drive it to wherever it needs to go, which is again why we're purposely custom building this brush truck to haul this trailer now. I said, what if you give us the ice cream booth for $1 and then we give you the funds needed to purchase this trailer, which is $86,000 and some dollars, a very expensive item. I said, man, if you can make it happen on your end, we can make it happen on our end. So I went to our membership on the not-for-profit. They said yes. I went to Farm Bureau, gave a speech. We cussed and discussed for a little while, and long story short, everyone agreed that it was the best scenario. For us, we're receiving an $86,000 equipment trailer that there's very few of these in the entire state, let alone the U.S., and we couldn't make that much money selling ice cream for a lot of years. So this
5 or 6 good years of selling ice cream would maybe get us to the 86,000 by this, and they're willing to get it going now.
This helps get our community, our county, and even our state in a better position for grain bin and ag rescue. So it was kind of a no-brainer for us. I know there's been comments on Facebook negatively, but it's...
Well, they didn't know this.
Well, that's good, right. They'd rather, if they'd come and ask questions, they'd actually know, but whatever. So anyways, this is huge for Morgantown Fire and Morgan County and the surrounding departments. So that all, because there's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo has to take place, we're looking sometime June to August to receive that trailer. It comes with training and a bunch of other items. So again, we'll have more on that as we go forward with this. So.
What do you think the ice cream machine goes for? You're essentially trading an ice cream machine?
Oh, well, that machine is
20 years old.
20 years old, and, you know, we have rights to the booth. I mean, we'd have been, well,
Well, and the other part of that is this also creates again, we've been kind of leading the grain bin rescue stuff. This creates a really good partnership with Farm Bureau where basically they're like, we may even give you some money each year from the ice cream booth that they're now running
So they
to help
need
sponsor
a way
us.
to enhance the protection, probably education, because you guys can train guys.
they're discussing trying to help put on annual training at their cost for us to get this thing out yearly, do a good scenario-based training, stuff like that in the future. There's already been discussion of that, but, you know, I don't think we could have sold an ice cream booth for $86,050. And Farm Bureau in several county fairs is known for milkshake, dairy product sales, and they're looking for a partnership here to continue to work with us on some ag rescue stuff. They want us to focus on training and rescuing people, and they want to focus on an ice cream business, so we don't have to.
Have you guys heard of Farm Rescue?
Yeah.
It's up in Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, all that stuff. They actually have programs that will give you equipment for grain.
Yeah, I mean, what was it last year? We had a grant for $8,000 or $10,000 for that, and then through Johnson County RMC, we had a $5,000 grant for classes. Like and with this trailer, the department and Farm Bureau, because we now have this trailer, or at least it's coming, we're going to really start hounding businesses that focus on grain. And like Kokomo Grain, I know Chief Chapman's talked to them. Kokomo Grain, they're interested in maybe sponsoring some stuff. So we'll be able to keep adding to this team.
Do you think, because it's such a specialty thing, and you guys have expertise in it, you think this could turn into something where you could do training for other departments and they maybe make donations based on, you know?
That could become an option down the road. Right now, we want to make sure we get the training and that we practice it ourselves before we ever offer to teach it, obviously. And but this is something we're pretty excited about because, like we said, there's already, you know, reaching out to Kokomo Grain and some others. This is equipment that they might be sponsoring, and that's saving the taxpayer money, and it's still ways for us to get out there and help the community in a very positive way.
Regionally, not just the community.
Yeah.
This belongs though to the fire department.
This will be in Morgantown Rural Fire Department Incorporated.
Okay.
name. The trailer will be titled to us.
Is there any extra equipment you'll have to buy for it, or does it come?
Yeah, we'll have about $20,000 to $30,000 of extra equipment we'll have to purchase, but again, through us and Farm Bureau, our goal is to go out and get all of that sponsored to get the trailer where it needs to be to respond to these incidents.
Where will you keep it?
It'll be at Station 1 here in town. Again, we've gotten grants already from RMC that has been able to allow people to get rope training, and some of them are going through confined space training now, which is required for this. And Farm Bureau is excited to do this because they see that we have 3 people staffed that can get this kind of equipment moving and potentially save a life instead of a recovery in a farming situation.
Any other items?
I think that's all of our chief items, isn't it?
You guys are okay with the move to board comments or announcements or any other business?
We do have a fish fry
yeah. What day?
Yes, I got the fish.
on Good Friday.
Third.
Come have supper with us at the fire station on Good Friday. That's April 3rd.
Comments, any additional
Going
comments?
back to this trailer,
Yes.
we'd be required to respond any place
So,
other than Jackson Township. If
oh, absolutely. So, with that trailer and stuff, we have agreements throughout the county, mutual aid agreements in Morgan County. We have some in Johnson County, but we also, as a government entity and fire department, registered and known through the state, if there's a grain incident in Seymour and they say, hey, they know this resource is there and they want us to head that way, we can head that way. If they call for us, we're going to go. And we're going to try to help whatever they ask. It is their scene, it's their scenario. We are just there with equipment to assist and help if it's needed.
Like having a ladder. There's a big.
Yeah, like
Fire.
when we have a fire, we ask for Martinsville's ladder. We can't afford a ladder. We can use theirs, and it's just how mutual aid works. We have an opportunity to have good equipment, and if it needs to travel a little, we're willing to travel with it and provide a good service.
If you went to Seymour, would those people be trained to use your equipment? Or would,
That's why we respond with our equipment so we can use it.
see, you'll do more.
Yeah, but we still respect that it's their area, and we talk to their command, and I might be able to say, here, Alan, hold this hose
Yeah,
and do this for me while I do the next task of that
yeah.
task.
But you guys, because you are trained, you'll be the experts doing the same.
It could very easily be, yeah.
Unless they don't.
Correct.
And again, because this is sponsored from Morgan County, even though we had to throw in an ice cream booth, Farm Bureau, this is a countywide task force is what this is going to end up being. So it'll definitely be used in this county. I'm sure it'll go outside of that. I hope so, because I think it's a great asset to our communities, so.
Any other comments from the floor?
One question. You said Clayton was a year, so I'm not sure like the wall year last year was all our 10,000 or something.
Yeah.
That might have been partially Allen's fault or something. But I saw in 2024, it was like 18,500 and something. Was it you guys being sued at that time? I mean, was something?
It was for the
That was
territory.
established in the fire territory is why that was that high.
Okay, so it's like 7,450 to FFG. Is that in that too, or is that separate?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
I do not
would
know
assume that it is.
on the top of my head.
Okay. It was listed just under legal fees. so
Yeah.
I just-
Well, and he won't be here, but he's at his full-time job right now, so.
That's fine, I just want.
Any other comments from the floor?
I'm going to talk to you about payroll, but I guess for that, making pay with the percentages.
Okay.
If you have a venture, And that concerns me, and you say you're staffing fully, but it concerns me that you're not paying fully. I mean, when you do the math, it's going to be 43.8 if you got people there all the time for 30 days. And you haven't hit 43.8 yet. Plus, you got to pay half. Out of that.
Yeah, and we have had some, even just here recently, someone call in and go, man, I am sick, I'm not coming in. So then you got two people, so you're saving that 12-hour shift, you're saving $20 an hour for 12 hours, so that's why you're seeing some of that way.
That's the difference of us.
Right, and then some people, they say, hey, I can work, I got to leave at 6 a.m. instead of 7, so they only get paid for 11 hours instead of 12.
Yeah, but you're running about $4,000 to $5,000 short.
The other difference is there's a pay difference between an EMT and a non-EMT. So every single shift, we have a minimum one EMT on shift. Most of the time, there's two. So your EMTs and firemen get $20 an hour. Your non-EMTs get $15.
Yeah. Because we do require that they have Fire 1 and 2. We are preferred Fire 1 and 2 and EMT. And there are times we have 3 firefighter EMTs.
Most of the time. really.
And most of the time we do. But there are times we just have people that are firefighter, and some of them are in EMT class or going to take the test. And
that's a big incentive to get them to get their EMT. Because I can't force anyone to get their EMT, but I can give them an incentive to do it, so.
Additional comments?
You got everything else in fish fry? I see the same thing with different people.
honestly, we always partnership with the Morgantown Lions Club, and I know they're a small group too, but they absolutely love running that front line. We love having them, and stuff like that. We've always had community members bring in baked pies and stuff for dessert. But I will be honest, last fish fry, we lost $450-some after expenses.
But you need to still make some like tartar sauce, I mean, there's stuff that.
Not now, because we've already ordered it, but.
So we got to give them like a month's notice when we're going to order the fish and things like that. And we order most stuff through 7K Farms. They're out of Taylorsville. They bring a trailer in, and then we take the stuff off the trailer as we need it. And then if we don't open a whole box of tartar sauce, they'll take that off the bill before they send us the final bill. And if we don't open all that potato salad, they'll take some of that back because it stayed in a fridge and take it off the bill. But even after we did all that, we lost
Kind of like a turnkey fish fry. It's not like you guys.
Oh, yeah, and these 7K Farm trailers, you see them behind every fair booth where they store their frozen fries and stuff and things like that. They've been a great company to work with through the years. It's just, stuff's getting expensive.
Is it the little packs of tartar sauce that they got, the little plastic ones?
Yeah, the little ones you tear.
I volunteer to buy you guys as much as you want, and the big ones with the pumps up at Gordon's Food Service. I tell you what, fighting those things and getting enough sandwiches, drugs. So if you need anything like that, funds or you paper plates, anything like that, we're bringing it up.
There's a big boot there.
Yeah, we always have a donation booth there too.
Yeah, there's a big boot.
So,
I do have a couple questions. You might not be able to answer, but you had a couple of really, really large expenditures for 6 months, or the last 6 months of 2025. $25,000 was large. What was that?
Truck maintenance.
truck maintenance was first alarm.
So that was a tanker pump rebuild and fixing everything that was wrong with trucks.
Okay. And then you had a $66,000 total in MES.
That was fire gear.
So
Yeah,
that's all the fire.
that was all that startup fire gear to get our people started.
I just look at it, when you look at it and you say, well, they've got this budget, but they spent a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Survey.
No, understood.
That's why that initial 5% cash startup was so important there at the end of last year. So
So that will be equipment that can carry forward for a few years.
10 years.
10 years on fire gear, which is that MES, that 66,000. So as long as we can keep these kids around for 10 years, they have good fire gear for 10 years.
Make sure.
That fits them good, that fits them good. Yeah, we don't want to lose them.
Thank you.
So you actually, you said that almost a month, that actually came in under what you thought. You thought that might be like 31 or something?
I think they did end up being cheaper in the long run, but we had originally, being transparent, we thought it was going to be over 30,000, and we was able to keep that.
Let them know aside, and it ended up being less, so that's great. Oh, last question, I swear. The pest control got on last year about 2,300. But I don't know. You tell me, are you guys under any state obligations on what you have to have or anything? How did that come about? I don't spend nearly that much.
Well, that's for bugs, any sort of bugs. That's the mice and all that stuff. And then that's for the storage building at Station 2 as well.
Okay.
The county doesn't.
Like termite protection as well?
Yeah.
Yes, like we get,
Our biggest problem is mice. We can't afford to have mice chewing on stuff, so we take that.
Because over there, there's not a lot.
well, we have them at both stations, because even at Station 1, it just seems like something about them fire trucks and those wires.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
It's like you just get mice.
They're more prone to have mice.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's kind of where a lot of that's coming in. Like I said, we don't want ants, we don't want termites, because we want those buildings to continue to last, so we're not worried about building a new one.
And so that's both.
Yes, that's both.
One last question. And this is just curiosity. You spent some money on the wind tanks, which is fine. Does that provide your oxygen for your tanks?
Yeah,
Assume it did.
yeah. So that's medical grade oxygen that we offer patient care with and stuff like that. You're basically renting the bottle, and when you got to get it filled, they charge you for the fill ups and everything. So a necessary evil expense, but it is there. We want to make sure we have plenty of bottles to work with we're giving our patients.
You guys have a torch rescue? I'm sorry, we have a torch.
No.
Rescue.
Well,
Good. You on the board making a motion to adjourn?
Well,
I'll second it. Passes. Adjourn. Microphone.
that's a hard job. Maybe it's hard keeping up. She does.
Hey, Chief, you're